Bonjour. La session que nous ouvrons maintenant n'est pas une plénière, donc c'est vraiment c'est une session d'information et c'est pas le président du gérant du conseil, c'est-à-dire c'est pas moi-même qui vais la diriger, mais c'est Annette comme présidente de la commission des statuts.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, so because Pierre is going to join Fishing Fresh, and all of you who would rather be with Fishing Fresh, feel free just to leave whenever you want. The others who would like to stay to discuss all the ideas and proposals that have come in the last time for our working program, some of them who want to be voted on, we will only discuss all these ideas this morning because the time to decide comes later in the official plenary sessions later on this day. But I would ask Svetlomira to come on, or to, you can also stay there, but you can come on stage. That's also always very nice, because she has something to announce.
First of all, good morning, everyone. I hope you slept well. I would like to thank everybody for the messages in regards to the voting process. It was very helpful to make it as clear and transparent as possible. I would like to let you know that the voting process will be extended until our session, which will start at 1 o'clock. By then, if anyone is facing any issues, please do let me know. I just want to make it very clear for everybody that we contacted the system provider just to make sure that everything is okay in the system and that we will have regular good results from the voting that you did. And so far, we do have majority of votes. I just wanted to let you know that the vote will be open and that if you're facing any difficulties, please feel free to contact me via email or a message. I would be more than happy to help. Thank you.
Thanks, Svetlomira, for all your work, all the work you do. Very hard work. Yes. Okay, so let's start. And I see there are some people online. That is great. Thank you very much for contributing and participating in this session that is not official. We have received several ideas and proposals, and I have seen that there have been sent from 10 people. And I would like to, I would propose that we start proposal by proposal, starting from the English version 2 through page 236. And I would ask if the people the authors of these proposals are there, so they could explain what they wanted to discuss. But I think many of them will not be here with us because they are online and not here, but we can read them. There's, for example, the first motion of Tina Sohonen about Green Commission. So this has been discussed several times, that it would be a good idea to have more sustainability and the green ideas in our organization. But I also remember that we also discussed that maybe it does not need a whole commission to be a green commission. Maybe it is something superior, something that needs to be implemented in each commission, so that there is some kind of rule that each commission should take care of some sustainability aspects or should serve at some projects dealing with these topics. So is there any anyone of you who would like to comment or on this Green Commission? Yes, please, carry it first. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Netta. Yeah, we discussed it before, trying to take account of our our footprint, our carbon footprint, and other aspects of sustainability. I would reiterate what Annette has said, but rather than having a person per commission, because as we were just discussing, we don't know what or how the commissions will be organized, I would propose having one member, maybe of the executive committee, being a green officer or having a post that oversees the work and makes proposals and can be consulted on greener initiatives. We are an organization that travels, and we are in a profession that travels, and this is always in some way coming back to us and biting us with when we want to be sustainable. And of course we are doing lots of work online and lots of communications, presentations online, and this is also contributing to this. But I would propose an overall officer.
Terence, please.
Hi, this is Terence, and being from Singapore, which is a small island developing state, SIDS, which is defined in the UNESCO as one of the countries and one of many Pacific countries and islands that is severely affected by climate change, which will be underwater by 2050, which will affect my grandchildren. I believe this is extremely important and not something to be, it needs to be implanted systematically, because this should not be something that is left left without view or specialists or consultation with UNESCO or the UN. I like Cariat's idea very much. I think that's a great one. Another way is, of course, to put something in the statutes that makes sure that we do consider this. And I think that if UNIMA wants an alliance with UNESCO, then it has then it has to work with the SDG goals of 2030, which would be in line with 2029. You know, we present our SDG commitment and achievements. It's not about waiting till we figure this out in 2029, and we've already passed that deadline. We are supposed to be, as an organization, as an international NGO in alliance with UNESCO, we are supposed to have presented this already. So either in the statutes or as, and of course we should hear from more of the Nordic states, Nordic national centers, which are definitely, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Terence. Carry it once more.
Yeah, I'm sorry to come back, but I was just going to say that at the very least, I think we need a policy.
Okay, thank you. So we have heard these arguments, and maybe it's good to make some note, because this in the plenary official session, we are going to vote on commissions, and if you or on certain decisions, and if you would like to have a motion or if you would like to decide something, make a note, and someone needs to propose that. The second proposal of, well, I don't see anything anymore. The second proposal of Tina was a guide to UNIMA online. It seems to be something a little bit different from How to UNIMA, but still I have the feeling the How to UNIMA could have a look at this proposal and look if it is possible to do something similar on the website. If I understood this right, this was the wish. Any comment on that proposal from Tina? Tina is not online, is she? No.
Excuse me,
Who is?
I'm
Oh yeah,
speaking,
no, not a guest.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm
please.
very sorry. My question has got nothing to do with this. It is just that because the program has changed, the people who are going to read the reports are online and in some other zones. Could you just please tell, because the person, our colleague from France, who is in Martinique, who is going to read the report, expected to read it now, and it's fine. I know it has changed. Could you just please say when it is, and we can carry on so that she knows and the other ones can know at what time they're going to read the reports of the national centers who have not been read yet, please.
They will be in the plenary.
Yes, that's why our colleague is online. She thought it would be this morning.
J'ai pas exactement compris ta question.
Tu sais, hier, puisque tu as annoncé qu'on va terminer la lecture des rapports des centres nationaux,
Oui.
il y a les personnes qui restent des pays qui n'ont pas encore présenté, comme notre collègue qui est à Martinique, qui vont en fait lire, qui voulaient lire. Il n'y a pas de problème. Est-ce que tu peux, s'il te plaît, annoncer quand ils vont lire pour
Ça commencera à 1h. Ça devrait être terminé à 2h moins 20.
D'accord, donc 13h l'heure d'ici. Ok.
Ouais.
Merci beaucoup.
I see Goran would like to say something. Goran?
Yes, thank you, Annette. I would like to say that we just placed the How to Unima initiative and the documents on the Unima navigation bar on the first tab under Unima. So this is in a way an answer to the Tina's proposal of putting something on the website regarding How to Unima. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Goran. If there are no other comments, I would like to give the word to Clément, because the next proposals are all from Clément, and there are quite a lot.
Merci. Je cherche mes fichiers là sous les yeux. Si on peut les afficher à l'écran, ce serait parfait. Effectivement, j'ai fait une proposition assez générale, notamment sur la promotion de la diversité culturelle au sein de l'UNIMA. Vous trouverez cette...
It's page
Merci. Oui.
237 of the English version.
D'accord. Merci de rappeler la page. Je ne sais pas s'il faut une commission spécifique pour ça. Mais en tout cas, il est important que chacune des commissions pense à la diversité culturelle, en fait. Parce que nous sommes tout de même signataires de la Convention 2005 de l'UNESCO sur la promotion de la diversité culturelle. Et parfois, j'ai l'impression que nous l'oublions un peu. En tout cas, nous n'utilisons pas assez cette convention comme un outil de visibilité et de promotion. Donc cette motion-là rappelle l'importance de promouvoir toute cette diversité, que ce soit au sein des langues régionales, par exemple, mais surtout la diversité au sein des esthétiques des arts de la marionnette. Donc je vous demande de lire cette motion, de vous en imprégner, et j'espère qu'elle servira aussi de feuille de route pour le prochain comité exécutif. Mais est-ce qu'il faut une commission spécifique pour travailler ces questions? Je n'en suis pas tout à fait sûr. C'est à discuter entre nous.
So you see all these proposals in detail in your dossier or on the screen. Good ideas, good proposals for a working plan, yes? Is there anything you would like to discuss? No? Okay. So we will see how we can implement these in our commissions, in the work of the next 4 years. I think these are very good thoughts. And we can continue, if you agree. So we are now, where are we? Sorry. this is also important. That is also from you, right, Clément? Importance of geographical commissions, collaboration with thematic commissions, and sharing of information by the General Secretary. Was that also your proposal?
Oui, merci. Je viens de trouver le dossier, donc c'est plus facile pour moi parce que j'ai tout ça sous les yeux. Effectivement, les commissions géographiques, et notamment, pour moi, il est important que les commissions géographiques puissent travailler en collaboration avec les autres commissions, notamment thématiques, parce que c'est l'expérience de ce mandat tel que je l'ai présenté lorsque je vous ai présenté le rapport de la Commission Europe. Donc cette motion est vraiment là pour inciter le secrétaire général et les commissions, etc. Enfin, en tout cas, à ce qu'il y ait une unité au sein du comité exécutif. Donc, je pense, pour moi, les commissions géographiques sont très importantes. Et Fabrizio et Louise, c'est une part importante dans leur projet également, parce que ces commissions nous permettent d'être en lien avec les centres nationaux. Et je voudrais attirer l'attention sur le fait que pour les prochains présidents de ces commissions géographiques, ils vont devoir choisir les membres qui vont composer ces commissions. Mais pour moi, ces commissions, il faut obligatoirement qu'il y ait un représentant de chacun des centres nationaux qui constituent cette zone géographique. Parce que ça n'aurait pas de sens de travailler avec des membres qui ne sont pas liés à leur centre national. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Et c'est quelque chose qui a été vraiment difficile pour moi en tant qu'ancien président de la Commission Europe, parce que je recevais beaucoup de propositions de marionnettistes pour monter des projets en Europe, des propositions extrêmement intéressantes, mais je ne pouvais pas savoir si ces propositions étaient en lien avec les centres nationaux, et si ces propositions, je n'arrivais pas à savoir si c'était tout simplement des propositions individuelles de personnes en dehors de l'UNIMA, ou si c'était des propositions de centres nationaux. Donc je pense que ces commissions géographiques doivent être au cœur du projet de l'UNIMA, parce que c'est cette possibilité vraiment de travailler très proche des centres nationaux. Et effectivement, les projets qui sont menés par ces commissions doivent être construits avec les commissions thématiques, parce qu'il est important de mettre également les projets au centre de l'UNIMA, et les projets peuvent venir, comment dire, d'idées entre commissions. Je ne sais pas si je suis très clair, mais en tout cas, c'est ce que cette motion tend à expliquer et à démontrer. Et pour ça, il est effectivement très important que les présidents des commissions géographiques travaillent très proche du secrétaire général, car c'est le secrétaire général qui peut obtenir les contacts, les noms officiels des représentants de ces centres nationaux. Et j'écris dans cette motion l'importance que le secrétaire général mette à jour les fichiers et les transmette au moins une fois par an au président des commissions géographiques. S'il y a des questions, n'hésitez pas, sinon je passe à la proposition
I'm
suivante.
waiting for the translation to be finished. So this is all about the geographical commissions, which have a big place in our executive committee, in our work for the next 4 years. Very important commissions. And I think we should all keep this in mind as a very good working plan for the executive to think about how to communicate with the General Secretary, Fabrizio. Oh no, we don't know yet. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes. Clément, once more, yes? No? Oh, yeah, Fabrice, please.
Fabrice. Moi, je trouve impeccable la proposition de Clément. Mais c'est au niveau des traductions. Il faut que, lui, il dit il faut que chaque centre national du continent soit représenté. Ça, je suis OK. Mais si on prend l'Amérique latine, à part le portugais et l'espagnol, il n'y a pas d'autre langue de parler couramment. Donc il faudrait au moins qu'il y ait un représentant anglais et puis français à chaque commission géographique, ou qui parle correctement le français et l'anglais. Comprenez, pour faire les traductions.
Oui, thank you, Fabrice.
Oui, merci Fabrice. Il faut mettre cette motion en comparaison avec la motion précédente sur la promotion de la diversité culturelle, parce que dans la motion précédente, il est question notamment des minorités et des langues locales et régionales qui doivent être promues au sein de l'UNIMA. Nous avons effectivement 3 langues officielles qui sont le français, l'anglais et l'espagnol. Alors attends. Laisse-moi parler, après tu pourras me répondre. Nous avons ces 3 langues officielles, avec 2 langues supplémentaires, comme tu le dis, mais sur notre site internet, par rapport au statut, nous avons l'obligation d'écrire tout dans ces 3 langues officielles. La question peut se poser, est-ce que nous voulons plus de langues officielles? Est-ce que nous voulons moins de langues officielles? Nous savons que c'est un travail très important de traduction sur notre site internet. Et je pense qu'il faut rester comme ça. Mais à l'intérieur des commissions, effectivement, il y a beaucoup plus de fluidité et chacun devrait pouvoir communiquer, se comprendre. Et c'est vraiment le travail du président de ces commissions de faire en sorte que tout le monde puisse communiquer et tout le monde puisse se comprendre, effectivement. Mais et c'est évident qu'il faut tenir compte des capacités linguistiques des centres nationaux. Mais ça, c'est un travail interne à la Commission et je ne pense pas qu'il y a besoin d'en débattre ici au Congrès parce que je pense que c'est évident.
Thanks. Terence would like to comment on it.
Just a very quick one to add on to the points that you've raised so far, especially with Clement's proposal about representation and inclusion. I'd just like to comment that there has not been any motion to increase our official languages. Currently, it's French, German, English, Russian, and Spanish, as well as the language of the country in which a Congress, Council, or EC is held, 6.1. So I don't know. I hope that in Council, we can, at the next physical Council or something, we can consider Arabic at least, so that alphabetically on the website, at least there is a better left to right to left, because it's pretty impossible for any country that uses the script to read. And of course, it does not have to be official language, just more something to be discussed. But that would help support a Clement's motion over here. Thank you.
Yes, Anurupa, please.
Hello, this is Anurupa. I was looking at the How to UNIMA. It's really graphic, very visual. Maybe even to start with, translate that into a few languages would help people navigate this much larger, very dense website. And to add, just to maybe do an audio version, because that helps a lot of people listen rather than read. Of the How to UNIMA, we might be able to do it in many more local languages and dialects.
What a nice idea. Thank you, Anurupa. Cambly, sorry, my glasses are not reaching out.
Yo creo que hay muchas herramientas en línea gratuitas que pueden ser utilizadas sin que eso incurra en gastos por la organización, porque eso es, digamos, traducir y en otros idiomas o tener que pensar en que tenemos que implementar esto en todo, va a hacer que tengamos necesidades mayores en personal y en costos. Podríamos tal vez en alguna página del sitio web facilitar esas herramientas como recomendaciones de traductores o lecturas a voz alta, etcétera, para personas con visibilidad limitada, o hacer esa búsqueda. Tal vez podría ser desde la Comisión de Terapia y Educación un aporte para el sitio web.
Yes, that's true. I also would like to ask the people online if they have, if they want to speak, they can ask for the mic, for the digital mic. And I thank you also for your comments. Yes, and Sabrina is going to help me with the chat, right? Thank you. So, any more comments on Clément's second ideas and proposals? Otherwise, we would go to the third one, which are also from Clément. It is the recognition of refugee puppeteers and support for their integration of UNIMA into UNIMA activities.
Est-ce que ça... Oui. Merci Annette. Je vous promets, c'est la dernière motion que je propose. Effectivement, la reconnaissance des marionnettistes réfugiés et leur soutien, leur intégration dans les activités de l'UNIMA. Au tout début du mandat précédent, nous avons été très, comment dire, confrontés à la crise en Afghanistan. Cela est venu très vite, en fait, et pour peut-être, je ne sais pas, c'est sans doute la première fois dans l'histoire de l'UNIMA que nous étions face à un centre national qui disparaissait à cause des autorités, si on peut appeler ça autorités en Afghanistan. Et je dois dire que nous n'étions pas vraiment préparés, que ça a été un très grand choc pour nous et voilà, pour devoir gérer cette situation-là. Nous avons fait de notre mieux pour aider les marionnettistes afghans à intégrer à continuer au sein des réseaux UNIMA, mais surtout à continuer comment dire, à présenter leur art, parce que vous savez que quand vous êtes réfugié, quand vous partez d'un pays, quand vous perdez tout, c'est un véritable défi de continuer vos activités professionnelles, artistiques, quand vous arrivez dans un autre pays. Et je pense que l'UNIMA, alors nous avons des aides au travers de la commission coopération, un plaidoyer qui se met en place au travers de la commission Humanitas. C'est absolument excellent. Toutefois, je pense que nous devons aussi les aider à continuer leurs activités artistiques. Donc ça, c'est important. Également, dernièrement, donc, je vous ai exposé la dissolution du centre biélorusse. Et les Biélorusses, les anciens marionnettistes de ce centre, se sont regroupés entre eux, en fait, ont constitué une équipe de 7, 8, 10 personnes, je ne sais pas exactement, qui sont dans différents pays, en Lituanie, en Pologne, dans les pays autour de la Biélorussie. Et ils m'ont posé la question, mais comment est-ce qu'on peut continuer à avoir une voix au sein de l'UNIMA ? Parce que maintenant que notre centre national a disparu, nous ne sommes plus dans le processus démocratique de l'UNIMA. Donc je remercie encore une fois le Congrès d'avoir pu élire Nastasia Pankratova en tant que conseiller supplémentaire. C'est peut-être pas grand-chose, mais pour eux, c'est énorme de continuer effectivement à participer au processus démocratique. Donc, j'ai écrit cette motion, alors qui n'est peut-être pas complète, mais en tout cas pour continuer à penser, et cela devrait être une feuille de route pour le prochain exécutif, de continuer à penser à la reconnaissance des marionnettistes réfugiés et notamment comment continuer à accompagner au sein des réseaux de l'UNIMA tous ces marionnettistes et tous ces artistes qui n'ont plus de centre national.
Thank you, Clément. I put my name on the list now because I have a question to you, Clément. Does this mean that you are going to propose some kind of commission like UNIMA Without Borders?
Merci, j'attendais la traduction. Cela peut être une bonne idée. Je ne sais pas s'il faut une commission. Je pense encore une fois, pour moi, c'est un groupe de travail et les commissions géographiques doivent être à l'écoute de ces marionnettistes. Donc je pense qu'il faut qu'il y ait une place pour ces marionnettistes au sein des commissions géographiques. Parce que si nous faisons une commission séparée, uniquement pour les marionnettistes sans frontières, ils vont être entre eux. Et il ne faut pas les isoler. Au contraire, il faut les intégrer dans différentes commissions.
Thank you. Now it's Fabrice.
Alors, je ne répondrai qu'à la moitié de la question de Clément. Le secrétaire général peut accepter des inscriptions directes. C'est-à-dire qu'on n'est plus obligé de passer par un centre national. Hein. Exceptionnellement, il peut, je ne sais plus dans quel ordre, dans quel chapitre des statuts c'est marqué, mais le secrétaire général peut accepter des adhésions directes. Voilà, c'est tout.
Yes, thank you. Fabrizio, please.
No, I think that if we work some change of the statute, it's important consider this part. So there is one level of member that come from this situation, have the possibility to become a part of the UNIMA, probably without center, with another kind of participation, affiliate, I don't know, but it's important to recognize this because now and year after year, I think that probably we have a lot of people in that situation. So we need to consider inside our status that the people exist, and it's important to recognize this existence.
Yes, I agree. Now it's Terence, and then it's Salma.
Sorry. Hi. Terence here. So I speak as a member of the Migration, Youth and Children platform, which is a part of the major group for children and youth with the United Nations, which I'm a member of as Art Salute, as my personal company. And I'm also speaking as a former consultant to UNIMA with my in 2023. My experience is that there is to address what Fabrizio is saying, there is the method of a direct membership to the General Secretary. So this could be something that we consider as for refugees without a state or without a center, could be direct members to the General Secretary. As for UNIMA Puppetry Without Borders, I think it's an excellent branding concept or whatever, Sans Frontiers. And we do already have a Humanitas and two different commissions, Humanitas and Cooperation Commissions, that have very similar goals. So maybe it's also about just rebranding or creating a project or a working group and so on. That's just a comment too, Clement. Thank you.
Thank you, Terence. Let's wait for the translation. And then it's Salma, please.
Thank you so much. I'm Salma, speaking English. About some national centers, for example, like Afghanistan, and also, for example, like Ukraine, the board of the national centers are in exile and in another country. For example, Afghanistan, the board, for example, Karim is in Germany and Abdul Haq is in France, but they are still, thankfully, they are still supporting their members, and even their members in their own country and even the members outside the country. And they contacted us, the Cooperation Commission tried to support them. For example, we sent some support to Abdul Haq in France, that he divided to different member of the UNIMA Afghanistan, because even not refugee puppeteers, even the puppeteers, they are inside the country. They are working very hard, but actually they are hiding their puppets, they are hiding their staffs, and they are performing in underground. But puppetry is alive even over there, and it's good that their board and their general secretary, although they are in exile, they help their members inside and outside the country, and it's really great.
So there seems to be a very common wish to install more, something that helps that more. If I don't see anything about this anymore, we continue with the proposal and ideas of Claudia Lamantea. She is not online. She wants, with her proposal of professional development as part of the Congress, she wants to strengthen our efforts, which we always try to have some workshop or symposium during the congresses, and she would like to have that more fixed in our rules. So that is something she proposes. Any comments on that? I think that's a good idea, and we always try to implement these in our congresses. I think there's nothing that needs to be put into the statutes or rules or something. So, but of course, this is a good idea. And then she has proposals for the Youth Commission, and I think if we are going to install the Youth Commission, the new president of that commission should read the proposals, but maybe this is a good opportunity to comment on the Youth Commission in general, if you would like to. I personally enjoyed the Youth Commission a lot. The ideas, the fresh things that were coming up. It's a pity that Nastya is not with us yet now anymore, so not in the executive, because she was really working very good for this Youth Commission, as did all the others too. Okay, Terence.
As a member of the Youth Commission, I think I just wanted to comment that we are reading this also, that Nastya has read this, Fidelis, myself. Unfortunately, the Youth Commission are also very busy working on Fishing Fresh upstairs. So you see how much Youth Commission has been doing. It is a very, very active group. It is also getting an older group. I need to wear 2 glasses now. So I would definitely love to see a kind of a futures commission. If hopefully within the EC, you would help us continue the Youth Commission, or maybe we could even invite. If we continue with the Youth Commission, if the Congress decides on having a Youth Commission, we could even invite someone young from outside the EC to be a member or be but yes, I think this is great. We should be continuing to do this. If Fidelis has anything to say as well, as another member of the Youth Commission, that would be great. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so we continue. We come now to the ideas and proposals of UNIMA Cuba. And Erwin, would you like to explain these ideas and proposals? Like the first one is the regional selection of shows and workshop leaders.
Sí, la primera propuesta es la idea de, muchas veces vemos en los festivales de teatro que hay un desbalance en la selección de espectáculos en los continentes. Y la idea es, sin renunciar a la calidad de los espectáculos, que haya un mayor balance entre los espectáculos en los festivales entre los continentes. Esa sería la idea principal. Defender el balance entre los espectáculos sin renunciar a la calidad, por supuesto, porque no vamos a dejar de llevar un espectáculo de un continente por llevar otro de otro continente que no sea, que no tenga el nivel de calidad requerido para el festival. Pero la idea sería esa, buscar un mejor balance entre la representatividad de los espectáculos entre los continentes. Esa sería la primera.
Okay. I would
También,
like, so may I ask you for this first one? This means that you would like, because in former times and also in this Congress, it is the host who decides about the program of the festival. And that, of course, has a lot to do with the financial support the UNIMA Center has to host the festival. But you would like this host to invite a jury of UNIMA to select the shows?
Sí.
Okay.
Sí, que se invitara a UNIMA o a una comisión de UNIMA a participar de esa selección y que se tuviera esto en cuenta. Esa sería como la idea.
Okay, this is, yeah, okay.
Sí.
Karen, please.
Usually at councils and congresses, this is an opportunity for the host to showcase their own country's work, as well as often the region. So, this is important because, some of these regions, like in 1980, when the Congress was held in Washington, D.C., it was selected as the site of the Congress because it was an opportunity to showcase the puppetry of the Americas. And at that time, Latin American countries, Caribbean countries were perhaps less represented in congresses because of the cost. This is important, probably for the host to get funding if there is that special emphasis on your local as well as neighbors, regional. And so as, it's difficult to insist that a host takes the recommendation of the executive committee, in such cases.
Voilà, je vais parler en français. Je prends l'exemple de hier, quand nous avons été à Lille voir des spectacles de Lambé Lambé. S'il y avait eu une commission de l'UNIMA pour choisir les spectacles de Lambé Lambé, je ne crois pas qu'on aurait eu plus d'intérêt. On aurait vu des spectacles que nous connaissons déjà, quelques-uns du Brésil, d'autres de l'Argentine, d'autres pays du monde, mais c'était bien plus intéressant de découvrir que font les Coréens avec cette technique. Moi, je pense que c'est une mauvaise idée, personnellement. Pour plusieurs raisons. Parce que quand on se déplace, quand on vient aussi loin dans un pays qu'on ne connaît pas, c'est beaucoup plus important pour nous de découvrir ce que les gens veulent nous proposer et pas ce que nous-mêmes, nous voulons nous proposer à nous-mêmes. Voilà.
Clément, please.
Oui, merci. Par rapport à cette proposition, est-ce que l'UNIMA, c'est une proposition générale, est-ce que l'UNIMA pourrait sélectionner des spectacles qu'il faudrait programmer? Ma position personnelle, c'est que l'UNIMA n'est pas vraiment là pour ça, en fait. L'UNIMA ne fait pas de l'expertise artistique. Et notre rôle, c'est justement de donner la place à toutes les esthétiques, en fait, sans hiérarchie. Et dans la proposition que j'ai proposée sur la promotion de la diversité culturelle, Par contre, c'est à cet endroit-là que nous devons mettre une priorité sur les esthétiques qui ne sont pas assez vues, qui ne sont pas assez connues. Parce que c'est à cet endroit que nous avons un rôle à jouer en fait. Mais si nous imposons les choix esthétiques, nous allons sur un rôle qui est celui des professionnels en fait, des professionnels de la culture. Et je pense qu'il y aurait une confusion qui serait établie au sein de nos réseaux et les autres réseaux professionnels ne verraient peut-être pas le même intérêt au sein de l'UNIMA. Donc j'ai l'impression qu'il faut par contre se battre réellement pour continuer à promouvoir toute la diversité qu'il existe au sein des arts de la marionnette.
Thank you. First it is Kathy. No, first Kathy, please.
If we are going to take over the festivals, then we first have to raise the money to be available, and then we can have our counselors. But we should know the size of that amount of money, the size of the troops, and all of the things. It's really, we could do anything. Our symposiums can be 3 people or 5 people from 5 continents or things like that. You can specify it, but if we're actually going to do it, unless we're going to watch performances on Zoom, we need to think how we can have the resources. Otherwise, we are talking about an ideal world that costs no money, but AI costs money. It pollutes the atmosphere. We have to think realistically of what we can do and how we can have very valuable time here, sharing, yes, in workshops, sharing, yes, in performances from all over that open our eyes and are representative of those places. But if we don't have the resources, why are we even spending time talking about this when we could be going to the DMZ or seeing a performance down the street?
Thank you, Kathy. Cambly, please.
Hablo en español. Bueno, además de los costos que serían claros, ¿verdad? En cada festival, de tener que llevar a alguien de otras representaciones geográficas, y creo que sería contraproducente que UNIMA intervenga teniendo a alguien metido siempre en los jurados de cada festival, porque entonces vendría a ser como una imagen de un sindicato que está metido ahí viendo que sus intereses se respeten, y eso podría ir también en contra de la misma organización y de los mismos festivales, porque los festivales también tienen sus líneas de trabajo y sus intereses, no sé, títeres contemporáneos o solo infancia, ¿verdad? Entonces creo que si bien es una aspiración que todos estemos representados en todos los festivales del mundo, es poco práctico y difícil de aterrizar la idea, aunque sea un sueño muy hermoso.
Now it is Kurt Hunter.
I think it's useful to go back to the initial reason for this discussion, which is the inequities of the past. And I don't think we necessarily have to have a concrete structure for how it is done, but if we can be thinking in terms of maybe it's a matter of representing to the festival organizers, these are possibilities, these are organizations, companies that you may not know about, to get these communication channels going so that companies that have been underrepresented can be available, can be known, can be considered in the decision-making process, rather than having maybe a rigid structure of how things are done.
Thank you. So this could be a task also for the Festival Commission to advise the World Festival if they need any advice. So, okay. Pierre?
Pardon, c'est vrai que des informations pourraient être utiles. En tant que marionnettiste catalan, ici, je vois une compagnie qui ne veut pas entrer dans l'UNIMA avec un discours critique contre l'UNIMA qui a été invité par les organisateurs. C'est dommage qu'il n'y a pas eu une connexion à ce niveau-là où on aurait pu expliquer aux organisateurs la position de cette compagnie. Donc je pense que ça aurait été intéressant qu'il y ait effectivement une information.
Yes. Okay, so let us continue with the second proposal of Unima Cuba, which is related a little bit to the first one. Would you like to say something about that?
Is the second point?
Yes.
Programa de participación para Latinoamérica y África. Creación de un programa o fondo financiero dentro de UNIMA que garantice mayor presencia de titiriteros de África y Latinoamérica en festivales internacionales, considerando los limitados recursos con los que cuenta. O sea, más o menos, exacto, tiene que ver con lo mismo, pero la idea es, pensaba yo utópicamente, claro, crear como una comisión para buscar fondos precisamente para desarrollar espectáculos y programas en Latinoamérica y África. Esa es la idea principal. Pero...
Thank you, well understood. Karen?
I have I won't comment on that, but if you're saying Latin America and Africa, what about Asia? If you're talking about, regions of the world that, would benefit from, from extra resources.
Still, we understood the need, and maybe we can just continue because our time is not, we have a lot of more proposals, but maybe the third one, you just continue, Erdoin. The third is the artistic development workshops.
Sí, proponemos un evento, o sea, proponemos que cada evento de UNIMA Cuba, ya sea congreso o consejo mundial, convoque a talleres en diversas áreas: dramaturgia, dirección, actuación y diseño. Casi siempre estos eventos asisten maestros de diversas partes del mundo y muchos de ellos están dispuestos a compartir sus conocimientos con los colegas. Estos eventos son un buen momento para el encuentro, o sea, que en los encuentros de este tipo de UNIMA haya un espacio de reflexión, de superación para los jóvenes del país o para los colegas del país donde estén participando, y que se aproveche a los maestros que participan en estos eventos.
Yeah.
O sea, como encuentros teóricos, talleres, en fin, lo que sean capaces de proponer los maestros.
Yeah, that is almost the same wish as Claudia Lamantea already proposed, that we have professional development as a part of Congress or other UNIMA event. Yes, thank you. I think that's something we all want. Yeah. And we try to do that already, but we can strengthen our efforts. Regional selection for development activities.
Proponemos que las regiones, en cooperación con sus centros nacionales, seleccionen sus representantes para talleres de superación. Proponemos que cada evento, o sea, que en estos encuentros de superación de UNIMA haya una cuota también para las regiones para las regiones o los continentes, y que esas cuotas estén avaladas por UNIMA, por los centros nacionales de UNIMA de cada país. O sea, que sea las UNIMAs de cada país quien otorgue esas becas o cuotas para los jóvenes, los interesados en participar en estos eventos de UNIMA.
Okay, so it's a quota. One quota is maybe interesting for the Youth Commission to look at the things and to say, oh, these are old men, old white men. We want more young women, something like that.
The five.
Yes, please.
El quinto es uno de los que más me apasiona y más me interesa, y es la creación de una escuela itinerante de teatro de títeres, una escuela que tenga una sede en un país y que puedan participar, ya sea virtual o presencial, estudiantes con profesores de ese país o con profesores que se inviten. Los profesores también pueden dar las clases, también pudieran dar las clases presencial o virtual. Pero sería, por supuesto, es una idea que es una primera idea. Habría que pensar qué tiempo de duración tiene esa escuela, durante qué tiempo va a funcionar y cuáles serían las bases para escoger a ese país que va a albergar la escuela.
Otra vez en español, cuando se creó la Comisión UNIMA Tres Américas, ese fue uno de los grandes sueños y no fue posible ejecutarlo porque es costoso. Y eso implica reunir fondos, o sea, teníamos dificultades para reunir fondos para hacer el diseño de una revista que hacíamos. Al final casi que salía del bolsillo de Manuel Morán, que generosamente daba una parte de su dinero para poder pagar este diseño. Esas cosas no se pudieron concretar por falta de fondos. Yo creo que si deseáramos hacerlo, cada centro nacional o cada comisión debería de articular entre diferentes entes, ver qué fondos concursables hay en ciertos países y a partir de ahí ver si es posible presentar ese tipo de proyectos, pero que se financien puntualmente por una circunstancia que lo permita y no como una obligación, digamos, de cada comisión, porque si no vamos a quedar frustrados de no poder lograrlo por fondos.
Thank you, Kembly. Now it's Anurupa.
Actually, the Training Commission is speaking right now for the Roots and Wings school, which will be online, offline, traveling. So it's, I think, already in motion, this idea that they're setting up something in South Africa, but the plan is to include many other regions and invite students both physically and digitally from across the world, and also to have digital classes for students across the world. So I think it's something that will happen.
Pierre, and then...
Dans les rapports que nous avons entendus, il y avait quand même tout le travail qui a été fait, par exemple, par provocation. Et je crois qu'il y a des exemples concrets, pratiques. Il y a aussi des exemples qui sont faits par la Commission de la formation professionnelle, des échanges entre l'Amérique du Sud et l'Afrique, où les formations circulent déjà. Donc, plutôt que de réinventer un nouveau système, je pense que ça serait beaucoup plus intéressant d'utiliser les écoles qui existent, que ce soit les écoles d'Argentine, de France, de Chine, de manière à faire circuler des professeurs, plutôt que de réinventer une structure. Ça, c'est mon opinion.
And Isabel?
Hay una moción que ahora mismo no la puedo localizar, que habla de UNIMA tener una persona especializada en conseguir fondos. Y creo que esta es una cosa importante. A ver si podemos, no sé, contratar una persona que sea especializada en esto y que pudiera cubrir algunas de estas deficiencias que hay. Y así podríamos lograr algunos de estos objetivos que creo que son muy buenos. Claro, estamos todos de acuerdo con esto.
Thank you.
Y el sexto es, bueno, crear un reconocimiento, así como lo tiene la Comisión de Patrimonio, pero para maestros y compañías que tengan un recorrido importante o que hayan hecho aportes importantes al teatro de títeres.
Yes. All right. there has been, for example, there has been a women's commission in the past. They gave awards to masters of female masters from the world. So yeah, there is the possibility to create these things inside the commissions. What I would like to just remind you all, everything that we are discussing now, all the proposals are wonderful proposals. And then you hear, when it's your own proposal, you hear the pros and cons. You hear what people think is very good and what people think, oh, this could be problematic, or we have that already. So I would ask you to reflect which of your ideas could be given to certain commissions, and are there any ideas and proposals you still wish to have as a motion? And just keep in mind the reactions of the people. Does it have a chance to be voted on positively? So if there are any things that you think this needs a vote of the Congress, please write it down. And then in the session this afternoon, we are going to have motions.
Encore une précision sur ce que Annette vient de dire. Les motions, la totalité des motions que nous avons reçues pour ce congrès, je crois que ça faisait 40 pages. Et le but des discussions sur la rénovation des statuts, c'est de dire les statuts sont confus. C'est pas possible d'avoir des statuts clairs si à chaque congrès on ajoute 40 pages de motions. Donc je crois qu'il faut changer cette méthode. C'est pas des motions qu'on a besoin. On a besoin de propositions qui soient adressées à des personnes, à un comité qu'on a déjà élu, et que ces gens prennent à l'écoute ce qu'on a envie de faire. Mais les motions, franchement, c'est un outil qui ne fonctionne pas.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. We go to the next idea and proposal, and this is Brazil, the return of the scholarship program for workshops in Latin America. Who would like to speak about that?
Sorry, Annette.
Oh, yes.
Here, Carlos.
Sorry,
here,
Carlos.
in the place of Emmanuel. Please, can I ask you if someone in the online have some questions or comments to do with all these proposals? Thank you.
Yes, I already asked them to raise their digital hands if they have questions or comment in the chat, and Sabrina is watching it, so everything is fine. Okay, I repeat once more. Brazil, does anyone would like to speak for this proposal of Brazil, return of the scholarship program for workshops in Latin America? Or is that something we just give to the Three Americas Commission? I think it's very clear what is written in here, so we hope the Three Americas Commission will read that, or however this commission is going to be entitled. Then we have the idea and proposal by Tito Lorefice as the president of the former Three Americas Commission on behalf of all these national centers. That is the restoration of a Latin American Commission. Anyone who wants to comment on that? Yes, Cambly.
Para poner a los demás al tanto, bueno, perdón, no sé si alguien de la comisión quiere hablar primero, yo quería comentar. ¿Hay alguien de la comisión acá que quiera comentarla primero? Sí, habla, perdón. No, es que si alguien va a poner al tanto de qué se trata la comisión, yo lo que quería hacer era un comentario, me estoy adelantando.
Voy a decirlo en español, ¿puede ser? Hay una historia de trabajo y de comunicación, de identidad en la región que en Latinoamérica. Cuando hablo de región hablo de cultura hispanoparlante, y bueno, también Brasil, que históricamente estuvo en la UNIMA. Todos conocemos la historia, hubo un momento donde se propuso la Comisión UNIMA Tres Américas, y hay una necesidad de defender ese trabajo de integración en nuestra propia cultura, teniendo en cuenta que hemos tenido tiempo para avanzar en la integración norte-sur y no ha sucedido en el modo que hubiera sido, como hubiéramos deseado, ¿sí? Como en tantos campos en los que tenemos un deseo, una perspectiva, una intención, pero que después en los términos concretos no siempre sucede de ese modo. Entonces nosotros tenemos como región mucho por hacer. Hay grandes diferencias. No quiere decir que no se pueda trabajar juntos, no quiere decir que no tengamos que trabajar hacia la integración, pero hay también una historia de esta comisión que no ha funcionado, no ha resultado, y nosotros estamos trabajando en Latinoamérica y estamos trabajando para consolidar esa identidad. Tenemos mucho trabajo por hacer, es cierto, con los centros nacionales y con los proyectos que nos puedan involucrar a todos. Pero esto es algo que se ha reclamado también históricamente, el volver a esta comisión. No se trata de separar, se trata de la integración, no necesariamente tiene que darse porque se vea bien en el mapa que estén todos juntos. Entonces, esta es la posición de los centros nacionales y del sector.
Thank you, Cambly. Oh, and then Pierre.
Gracias. Veo las ideas y propuestas anteriores de poder hacer escuelas, de devolver talleres a zonas, de poder tener más presencia en festivales, y creo que en este momento tenemos una oportunidad que está siendo desperdiciada. Yo en este periodo vi que la Comisión de Tres Américas no involucró ni a Estados Unidos ni a Canadá. Perdimos una oportunidad estos 4 años, la perdimos. Queremos salir, pero parece que no queremos trabajar con Estados Unidos y Canadá. Queremos que todo el mundo lea nuestras revistas, pero teníamos la oportunidad de hacerla en inglés y en francés y no lo aprovechamos. Queremos salir a festivales y hay un movimiento enorme, súper rico de festivales y de academias en Estados Unidos y Canadá que desaprovechamos. Creo que deberíamos de pensar en que las oportunidades que tenemos de tener colegas fuertes con movimientos vigorosos en nuestra misma comisión, en vez de estar buscando separarnos. Aparte, veo que hay comisiones como Asia o como la misma Europa que tienen muchas diferencias también culturales y que logran sobrepasarlas. A pesar de la cantidad de idiomas que tienen en cada comisión, logran ponerse de acuerdo, hacer circuitos y proponer cosas entre todos. ¿Por qué en Latinoamérica no podemos hacer esto? Yo pienso, estuve en la primera versión, digamos, en la primera oportunidad con Manuel Morán, fui vicepresidente por Centroamérica, traté de empujar lo que pude en mi región, pero bueno, las condiciones también son limitadas, comprendo las limitaciones que tenemos en Latinoamérica, pero esperaría mayor apertura de mis colegas para buscar esas relaciones en vez de centrarnos en una cuestión cultural. Esta es una organización internacional que nos da la oportunidad de ampliarnos, no de cerrarnos y buscar como un espaciecito en cada lugar. Nos está abriendo oportunidades, no las estamos viendo. Sigamos como UNIMA Tres Américas, intentémoslo esta vez. Creo que si esta vez no se logró hacer proyectos en común y ahora se está pidiendo esto, sería un error, sería un error. Tenemos esa oportunidad, no la desaprovechemos. Este año, este periodo no fue utilizado, esos recursos, no lo desaprovechemos. Pensemos en que esas posibilidades están todavía abiertas, no hagamos cambios todavía, sigamos intentándolo. Intentémoslo, mejor dicho, esta vez.
Thank you.
Merci. Pardon,
Yes.
c'est moi?
No.
C'est you? Merci, Kembli, de ces discours, tes préférences sur cette commission. J'avais des questions sur le projet que j'ai entendu de Omar. Est-ce que ça va en français? Bueno, en español.
Sí, yo te escucho.
Je vais parler en espagnol.
Puedes hablar en francés,
Omar,
perdón, puedes hablar en francés.
Si, d'accord. Oui, je vais recommencer. Omar, est-ce que de travailler avec un regroupement régional sans modifier la structure, est-ce que ça fonctionnerait? Parce qu'il y a des régions où c'est clair, si on prend mais toutes les commissions, la commission Afrique, il y a des contradictions très grandes. La commission Europe, il y a des contradictions. Où s'arrête l'Europe? Tu vois, il y a plusieurs centres dont on ne sait pas si on doit les mettre en Europe ou ailleurs. Et je n'ai pas besoin de dire des noms pour que les gens le comprennent. Et ça, est-ce qu'on a besoin de détruire la Commission Europe pour ça? Je ne crois pas. Je crois que la Commission géographique, elles ont un sens, et que les regroupements régionaux, ils ont un sens. Mais il n'y a pas besoin, pour faire un regroupement régional, par exemple, de langue latine en Amérique, ce n'est pas nécessaire de détruire la Commission 3 Amériques, à mon avis.
Comprendo. De hecho, estamos trabajando en Latinoamérica como donde podemos mostrar un trabajo concreto. Se está trabajando intensamente en la región. Y también recuerdo que las palabras que ahora ha dicho Kembli se han planteado en el Congreso anterior, como demos una oportunidad. Pero hay algo que es cierto, que es que renovamos siempre el demos una oportunidad, pero después hemos tenido muy poquitos avances. Entonces, desde allí también creo que hay que entender que es desde ese tiempo de espera que siempre tienen, yo lo veo en las otras mociones, en realidad lo que están reflejando en otras mociones de la región, lo que están reflejando es el desbalance que hay, que siempre el sur está allí esperando que en algún momento, entonces, bueno, estamos haciendo la tarea, pero bueno, es que como si no ha sucedido, la región dice, entonces, ¿para qué? Estamos trabajando y técnicamente es posible, ¿sí? Técnicamente lo que tú dices es posible. Nosotros, con Comisión Latinoamérica o sin Comisión Latinoamérica, vamos a procurar la integración. Nadie está hablando de no integrar. Latinoamérica necesita integrarse con todo el mundo y procura eso. Pero en vista de la historia, en vista de cómo funciona en la realidad, es que Latinoamérica presenta esta moción, o sea, defiende esta posición.
Thank you, Omar. Now we give the mic to Isabel. Oh, it's there. It's done.
Creo que Omar ha hablado de una cosa muy importante que debemos considerar en esta discusión, que es la historia de Latinoamérica. Es que nuestra historia, como todos saben, es una historia de dominación. Aún hoy sigue siendo, en términos políticos, una historia de dominación. Y no estoy diciendo que las comisiones de Estados Unidos y Canadá de alguna manera nos coloniza hoy. No. Pero digo de la nuestra historia. Lo que pasó cuando la Comisión de Latinoamérica fue incluida dentro de Tres Américas en el Congreso de Tolosa, es que muchos de nosotros latinoamericanos que ahí estábamos éramos en contra. Y mismo siendo en contra, fuimos derrotados en aquel momento. Y bueno, asumimos la Comisión Tres Américas, como nos has dicho Clemley. Y me parece que en la habla de Clemley, nosotros no quisiéramos, nosotros hubiéramos negado a esta cooperación. Y no fue así. Es que la cosa no hubo. Y el que pasó es que cuando Tito asumió la Comisión de Tres Américas y propuso la creación de una subcomisión, la cosa volvió a funcionar. ¿Por qué? Es que hay una cuestión de identidad que, claro, no queremos separar, pero para estar juntos hay que estar muy claro también de qué somos nosotros. Porque às vezes dentro de um mar muito grande nos perdemos, porque estamos, e é pouco esta sensação. Lo que passou é que quando volvemos a esta situação, de hecho, é que hicimos muitas coisas, que temos mais facilidade de comunicação, temos mais facilidade porque nossos problemas são iguais, são os mesmos, que são distintos, muito distintos de Estados Unidos e Canadá. É uma coisa que não passa em Europa. Vosotros não foram colonizados. Vosotros têm sempre muitas línguas, mantiveram suas próprias culturas. Nosotros sufrimos processo de invasão, incluso com a palavra descubrimiento, como se não hubieran em Américas pueblos, pensamiento, cultura. Entonces, yo trago esto no en el sentido de revanche, nada de esto, pero para que comprenda un poco, no es que queremos separar, es que a lo mejor necesitamos estar más firmes, más claros do que somos, para estar en colaboración, no mismo pé de igualdad. Solo eso.
Thank you, Isabel. I have a list of people. So I'm sorry, it's first Cambly, then it is Pierre, and then it is Dadi, and then it is me. And we cannot continue endlessly with this topic, but I know it is important. So Cambly was the first one.
Tengo una pregunta concreta para Estados Unidos y Canadá. ¿Estuvieron en el chat de UNIMA Tres Américas? ¿Les dieron la oportunidad de ofrecer su palabra, sus propuestas en la comisión que hubo en este periodo? ¿Estuvieron en los proyectos? ¿Participaron? ¿Cómo fue la comunicación con ellos? 2. Cada país tiene sus heridas. Seguir hablando de la conquista es una cosa que pasó hace más de 500 años. Cada país tiene sus heridas y sus historias particulares. Costa Rica tiene una historia muy diferente a la del resto de Latinoamérica, que tuvo dictaduras, y eso lo comprendo. Pero no podemos seguir pensando desde la victimización de que necesitamos estar juntos para sobrepasarlas. Nuestra historia es diferente, somos resultados de varias generaciones, de una historia muy distinta. Esto no puede seguir parando nuestro desarrollo por no ver las oportunidades que tenemos y buscarlas. Agradezco que Canadá y Estados Unidos me respondan cómo participaron en este periodo, porque creo que ya están haciendo esta propuesta de separarse un hecho, nada más la quieren confirmar desde el Congreso.
Moi, j'ai quand même un point de vue global parce que je pense que cette discussion est infinie. On n'arrivera jamais à la clore. Et ce n'est pas à cause de l'Amérique du Sud. Si on parle de l'Europe, on va bien sûr parler de l'Europe de l'Est et de l'Europe de l'Ouest. Où s'arrête l'Europe de l'Est? Où s'arrête l'Europe de l'Ouest? Est-ce que nous devons continuer à travailler avec la Russie? Est-ce qu'on ne pouvait pas travailler avec la Russie? Où s'arrête l'Afrique du Nord et où s'arrête l'Afrique subsaharienne? Pourquoi les Arabes doivent travailler avec les Africains noirs alors qu'ils n'en ont pas envie? Ils sont dans le même continent. Comment ça s'arrête en Asie? Où sont les frontières de l'Asie? Quelles sont les frontières qui font que la Chine travaille avec l'Inde? Explique-moi. À mon avis, on est en train de parler de choses qui sont complètement absurdes. Je veux dire, on a des délimitations géographiques qui sont naturelles. Les trois Amériques, c'est les trois Amériques, que ça nous plaise ou que ça ne nous plaise pas. L'Europe, c'est la même chose, elle est comme elle est, qu'elle nous plaise ou qu'elle ne nous plaise pas. L'Asie, elle est énorme, elle est gigantesque, elle est beaucoup trop grande pour être un seul continent dans l'anonymat, mais pourtant, on l'accepte comme un seul groupe. Donc je trouve que cette volonté de séparation est absurde, d'abord, qu'elle répond à des blocages qui ne sont pas censés diriger une association comme la nôtre, et puis qu'en plus, les structures qu'on a en place sont suffisantes pour faire des groupes de travail sans avoir besoin de faire des commissions régionales, je dirais des commissions géographiques divisées. On doit faire 4 commissions Europe, on doit faire 3 commissions Afrique. Ça n'a pas de sens. Excusez-moi, mais ça n'a pas de sens.
Thank you, Pierre. Now it is Dadi. Thank you. I clearly remember many discussions on these geographical issues, and some of them have been overcome. As right in the beginning, I said Asia Pacific was a huge area, half the world, and first time I'm hearing this whole thing about colonialization and colonies. All of us in Asia have been colonized at some point of time, but we're trying the best to make things work. Some work, some don't. And I think that all this depends on personalities in each commission, how much they can push or how much they can get people involved. We had, when the Three Americas was formed, I forget, it was in Tolosa, yeah, and there was a big opposition to it because we are ethnically different, we are history, all that. After which it sort of maybe ran, I don't know. Manuel Moran was there. Ruben, who led it, I don't know why. And all of you, of course, know why Ruben left. But it depends on how you can make it work. Are you saying that the other two Americas do not cooperate with you? It's not that. So what is the problem? We cannot understand just by saying history or all of us have histories. I mean, I have a history with the UK or Britain, and we in Asia Pacific. Australia doesn't want to go into white ethnicity. They are part of. They wanted always to be in Asia Pacific. So somewhere we have to find a common denominator to make things work. I agree with you that there is, but there has to be a overcome to this. Thank somehow. you, Daddy. We would like to have Idoia talking because she's online. And I would like to close this point after Idoia, if I may.
Thank you, Annette. Idoia Otegi from Unima Spain. I just wanted, it's very nice to have listened. I couldn't listen all the motion, but I understand the meaning or the aim of the motion. But what I don't really understand very well is why we have this motion, because maybe we have another moment, if I'm not mistaken, in which we are going to speak about the commissions. And maybe even we will not have commissions, we will not have Latin American Commission or any commission. So I think the moment of speaking about this question is this moment, the moment in which we are going to create the commissions, because it's not this moment. In that moment,
we create the commissions, we name the commissions. So that is the moment to speak about this, the moment of the creation of the commissions. I understand that the Latin American people want to express, but the moment of this is the moment of the creation of the commission, in which we name the commissions and we do all this. Sorry, but I think that is the moment.
Okay, thank you. Idoia, that is what I tried to explain before, that this unofficial session is there to already discuss all these topics, because I know, we really respect every idea and proposal that has been sent in. And these proposals have been sent in on behalf of Brazil, Argentina, Cuba, Chile, Mexico, Colombia, Uruguay, Peru, Ecuador, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Bolivia, and the Dominican Republic. And so this is to respect, and we have discussed this now. We have heard different opinions about it, and this will help us in the next session to find our decision if there is a motion. Thank you. So I would love you, if you agree, I would like to skip the next points and go to Terrence's proposals, because Terrence, because of this discussion, has not participated in Fishing Fresh, which I feel sorry. But maybe we would like to hear your proposals, because we don't have so much time anymore. Therefore, I would like to give you the word. And this starts on page 248 in the English version.
Thank you. My motion is not so challenging, so can take a breath, take a breather. But of course, thank you for giving me the space. Thank you, Annetta, for organizing this and giving me the space to speak a little bit. It's not so great that both my first name and last name are at the bottom all the time. Okay, if we are looking at motions on commissions, I have two, but I want to change the first one because now we have had some discussions within the EC, and I had an opportunity to speak to Salma and to Kata, who is online, but I don't know if she's there. So I can clarify with her later at lunch or dinner time when it's more appropriate for her if she can join us. This is regarding the Cooperation Commission and the Humanitas Commission. Now, my motion is to protect these two commissions because as much as they look very similar, I was the correspondence. I am the vice chair of Cooperation Commission, and I started taking this role when Salma was having problems in Iran. So I continued the Cooperation Commission on her behalf until she could come back to communications with us. And I'm also a correspondent with the Humanitas Commission, but I must admit it was very, very difficult to keep up with the meetings because they were always 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in my time zone. Nevertheless, I see that they are both very different, and for the motions later about commissions, I hope that we can preserve their unique identities, especially when hearing about Clement's points about cultural diversity, indigenous rights, and amongst other things, as well as I have also heard about Tang Tang, about welfare and mental health for even us ourselves who work so hard for UNIMA. So I think there is many projects and many possibilities for these two commissions to talk to each other and to negotiate with each other. However, my second line, to combine them, I am changing that. I think that's not necessary anymore because Annetta, earlier today, you have explained to us that it's okay to have more separate commissions, and we will find a way to put the various chairs as necessary. So I don't think there's a need to do that. I'm sorry for the change in my motion. I hope that's clear.
Thank you. So that was your motion on commissions.
No, that's the first one.
The first one.
Then there's the second one.
Yes.
Okay. If I can proceed, if there's any questions on the first one.
I'm not sure. Let's look. I don't think so. Oh yeah, Fabrice, please.
Ça n'est pas une question, c'est un commentaire. À mon avis, entre la commission de coopération et la commission Humanitas, il y en a une des deux qui doit disparaître. Parce que je sais que par exemple, quand j'ai lu tous les rapports des centres nationaux, ma question c'était: avez-vous averti la commission? Alors, c'est sûr, quand c'était festival, avez-vous averti la commission festival? Bon, il n'y avait pas de problème. Ou avez-vous averti la commission recherche? Par contre, dans certains points, je mettais coopération Humanitas parce que je ne savais pas laquelle des deux était à prévenir. Donc il faut, à mon avis, il faut une des deux. Après, il faut que les deux soient peut-être, comment on appelle, fusionnés. Mais c'est plus possible. Ça veut dire quoi? Humanitas et coopération.
Thank you, Fabrice. If I may say, also for me, it is very difficult to know the exact difference between Humanitas and Cooperation Commission, to be honest. So maybe we find a new structure that implements both of them and integrates all these topics we were already talking about. Let's see. So then we come to your next point, yes. Terence, please.
The second commission that I would like to propose to Congress is to have a strategic commission that is a little bit more focused on how we can help improve membership. And I don't mean just in quantity, but also in quality, to look at the national centers that have faded away. And for what reasons? Because they are not necessarily political, but sometimes it's just because of a lack of communications and so on. Now, the reason why I'm considering a separate commission for this is because, first of all, everybody is completely exhausted and taxed. I was the consultant for Dimitri in his term during the General Secretary for just 1 year, and it was impossible. It was madness, and I could not sustain it because of family commitments, but it is incredible. And of course, I've seen what Cambly and Emmanuel have done. This is way beyond what the Secretariat, the General Secretary can manage. So I'm hoping to create a separate commission, or at least a working group, to support and advise them to look through membership lists, to see when there are overlaps, to see why, to check in with national centers, and that's a good volunteer job. But secondly, I think why it's important to have that specialization in the organization science and cultural policies or governance and so on is because we are still, I have visited the UNESCO meeting, which now Svetlo Mira is also a chair of the NGO liaison for UNESCO and I have seen how much potential UNIMA actually already has. We spoke to the previous chairperson, and he also gave those points that UNIMA is already achieving these goals. Why is it not actually at a greater level of dialogue with UNESCO, with all our work? So I think there could be a commission that focuses on dialogue, especially with Mondial Kut and other events coming up.
Thank you, Terence. I put my name on the list to have a question. I have a question for the hopefully next General Secretary and the President, hopefully. These things Terence was mentioning, which we were definitely missing during the last 4 years somehow, isn't that the main priority for the General Secretary together with the president, to look, and together with the executive committee, to look for strategies, to look on the different national centers, on their development, on their problems. Isn't that the main task of the General Secretary together with the President? I'm asking you.
I wait to become a general secretary. Yeah? It's one day that I wait, because until when there is not the vote, I think that it's not correct to speak like a general secretary. But I think, yes, that is not the strategy, is the executive committee that decide. We not need someone that arrived to say us what we need to do. Because if it's like this, we not need of executive committee. I think that the heart of the UNIMA is the executive committee with the president and the general secretary. If you are not able to do this, this is a big problem of our association. So I hope that we try to do our best to do this, but have someone that decide for us, I think that is not a good idea. Because we are elected, and the other people no. So why?
Salma?
Oh, it's possible also that we are not able. But this is another question.
Yeah, Fabrizio, thank you. I'm Salma, speaking English. I think, yes, I agree with Fabrizio, because if you remember once, we had a strategic commission in Chengdu. I think Hamid Reza Ardalan suggested this commission, and it was Ronnie Albrecht that was the president of this commission, but it didn't work because strategy is not separate from the executive committee. Maybe even every commission needs their strategy, and it's in the heart of the executive committee, not something separate. And I think that the separate commission didn't work for the UNIMA, I think, and it was eliminated later.
Terence, please. And then I would like to continue, because we only have 20 minutes left.
Yep, I know. So if there's no one else, or if anyone else wants to speak their ideas to me, please feel free to come to me. And I've heard the room already, and I will be happy to pull back unless there is actually support for it. But if not, then that's fine. We don't need to go there. And then this next motion on this next motion I have, I really hope it would help a little bit, because having heard this conversation, now in Mondial Code, the way that this is regarding the dialogue, and especially the ones that we just heard about situation of the three Americas, and there is actually a structure which I'll be happy to share on the way that they divided these.
You are now speaking about the motions on future executive meetings,
yes.
Page 249.
Oh, thank you. So sorry. Thank you. The time is short. And here, in the way that the states, the countries have been consulted for Mondial Code, the way they divided it is, I've shared it with some of you. It's Western Europe and North America states as one group, one consultation group, Eastern Europe states as one consultation group, Latin America and Caribbean as one, Asia Pacific as one, African as one, and Arab states as a subdivision. Now, the reason why I think this is a useful structure is because UNIMA should be working with these organizations anyway, so why not? I'm not saying that we divide our commissions accordingly, and that's why it's really more about communication, and we can create departments or communication, summarizations or something. Some officers together, to gather the information. Yeah.
Okay, I think it would be helpful if you could say the example of how, or to put it for the next session, to explain more exactly how you would propose it to be, because now you only wrote how it is. Yeah, it would be more easy to understand.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then we continue with the motions. Oh, no. Are there any comments on that? Sorry. Fabrice, please.
Donc, si j'ai bien compris, on en est aux propositions des noms de commissions. Parce qu'on oublie quelque chose, hein, c'est l'anniversaire dans 4 ans. Donc, je propose que parmi les 18 commissions dont vous avez décidé le renouvellement, la création, etc., je propose la création exceptionnelle d'une commission anniversaire qui se dédiant exclusivement, entièrement, pendant 4 ans, à la préparation du 100e anniversaire. Alors ça peut consister à soutenir un centre national qui veut émettre un timbre, faire émettre un timbre par son je sais pas, le ministère de la Poste, à faire... J'avais préparé, comment, par exemple, des plaques, des bronzes, des plaques de bronze, des petites plaques de bronze, enfin, tout ce qui s'est fait pour le 50e anniversaire, ou pour par exemple, le congrès de Charleville, en
Fabrice,
72.
that is for the next session. You can propose that, but we are now discussing the motions of Terence. So I would like to stick with that. Anurupa, please.
I think sometimes we would need to differentiate between commissions and committees. So working committee, which is temporary or within a commission, it does not need us to make new commissions, or it's a much wider commission and there has to be concrete work within it. And there are different words, and I don't know how they translate in French and Spanish, but in English it's a very concrete meaning, and maybe we should look at these terms.
Thank you, Anurupa, for the clarification, and I would like ask Terence to continue with his motions.
Excuse me? Yeah, okay. Next one is greatly related, and I think it speaks for itself, so I will not go further on that, but it's very similar to the troubles we are having. I think Emmanuel and Goran have been doing an amazing job, but they are only 1.5 persons and their hours, and I really hope that we increase the staff, because we are so many different time zones, and it is incredible that they have to receive emails from our increasing membership, 90 centers and so on. So it's a pretty simple one. And I've also mentioned about the possibility of a website having an Arabic version, which is not the same as just a translation. It is about right to left configuration. If you create a video, it is completely wrong, because the way they write, the structure is completely different, and it will take a few years to create. But if we want to succeed in the centennial, this is something we could at least hopefully investigate, and that will take a bit more time.
I would like to ask, motions on staffing, which you just explained, that would mean that is more a proposal for the next general secretary. You will not make it a motion that we need, because we need money for that.
Yes,
yeah?
not necessary.
Thank you.
I'm just explaining it.
Okay. Then there's another one of Terence.
Yes. The next one, sorry.
It's on page 200.
Oh, sorry, yes.
I'm sorry. There's a question by Goran, I think. Goran, please.
Thank you, Annette. It's not a question. I would just give a comment on to the staff members. I absolutely agree that we need more staff in UNIMA. But before going on to the step of the new staff, I think that executives need to take care of the existing staff. I would give the scale of the job that we are carrying, the contract that we have I will talk about myself. It's very unrealistic. I'm on the half-time contract, on the European wage lower than I am on the minimum wage, if I can say, on some countries. And I was, before going into staff, a president of the center in Ireland, and I can say that I volunteer more now and give more hours to UNIMA than I was doing when I was leading the center. So it's just like taking care of the existing staff before going to the employing more staff.
Thank you very much, Goran, for this really valuable comment. And in my personal eyes, I think this would be an investment in our future because if the staff works well and good and is all right with their fees and everything, then the whole organization will profit from that. And we will also get more money, I'm quite sure. So, but to continue, Terence, there is something left from your side, please.
Yes, thank you. And I agree with Goran, of course. Goran, we, of course, take care of the existing first before we move on to the next one. All right, I will finish in a few minutes, in 2 minutes. The next one on page 250 is just about more flexibility. Again, just read through it. It's really not going to be about commissions. I thought we were just going to talk about everything else other than statutes. So this one is about more flexibility, as you can in the agenda of the Congress. As you can see, we are running everywhere, and it's very fast-paced. And it's already in my other motion for the statutes that can we please just put the agenda and the goals of Congress and just allow our next host and allow our yet to be confirmed General Secretary to just work out what is best for that moment and not have to follow 18, 19, 16. I think this can be worked out by the next council.
Yes.
And also, can we please, and I'm really sorry to Fabrice, that can we not, and to, of course, Spanish and French translation and English, I think there is a way to use audio recordings to video recordings to check the purpose of the motion and the intention of the motion more than we are writing it. So that is also something I would like to consider again for the statutes. Point number 3, and that's a slightly more important one, I think, it's got to do with we have to recognize how much carbon footprint AI uses, first of all. It is actually a fact that a lot of water is spent just to use ChatGPT, AI, and so on. We have to understand this if we want to protect our grandchildren. But also that AI is not capable, ChatGPT and so on, is not capable of understanding the different ways we construct English or Spanish or French. When we use this for summaries, it's very dangerous because they only support the way that maybe English or US or Google or whatever would translate them, and not actually how we internally communicate ourselves. We are puppeteers, we are artists, we love the physical, tangible arts, and I hope that we do not run to AI and automatic translation.
This is a very, very interesting point, in my opinion, if I may comment, because we are going to face AI more and more in our work, in our personal lives, and in UNIMA we will face this. And I think we need a clear policy. At which point is it allowed to use AI, and do we have some policy that we say we try to, yes, not to use it as much as possible, something like that. That might be interesting to hear the opinion of people about it. Carried?
Yes, I will be very quick. But this point about AI not reflecting the actual vocabulary and language was highlighted at the Roots and Wings conference in South Africa, where the word apartheid was not recognized once by the automatic Google translation. It would not translate apartheid. So we ended up having lots of parties or similar things, and that just reflects a political domination of vocabulary. So that's just an example. So I think it's a very important point that has been made.
We have, who is that on the screen? Who is that? There's someone online. It's Idoia. Sorry, I did not see it. Please, Idoia, you are muted.
Yes, sorry. No, I totally agree with the question of the translations. You know, Annette, I have pointed out some translations issues with the Spanish because time ago we make an official translation of the Spanish statutes. I think this is very, very important because some words, depending on how you translate it, means one thing or another thing. And this is very important. So the translation must be done not by internet, or they must be done, but very well native speaking people, and they must be edited. It cannot be done like this. It is really very important, the translation of the statutes.
Thank
And
you,
as
Idoia.
always has been said, we must have one, if there is any problem, it is said in our statute that the French version is the valid. So, well, if we want to change this, but we are under the French law, so the French version is the valid one.
Yeah, so it seems we need a policy for using AI. So saying, for example, AI should not be used for translations, but it might be used if otherwise the personal resources would be too expensive or something like that. If the value is higher with AI than the damage it does, maybe we should work on a policy for that. So we have 6 minutes left, which we do not. Yes, please. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Last point. Sorry, Terence.
Sorry, just the last one, and thank you so much for giving me all this time. Thank you. Now, this one is completely, maybe not be so relevant anymore, and that's because the statutes has, in one of the first motions you did, and we have clarified when councillors can observe. So I really thank you for that clarification. I thank Pierre for having a chat with me to help me understand the history. So the context may not be so relevant now, especially since we have changed the wording a little bit of those rules. However, I still do think that it's important to, I think we can rescind this motion 251. So I think the only thing is whether we will continue with Claudia Lamantia's motion about whether we can meet more often digitally, and then physical council digitally again, and physical congress. If that happens, then I think the councillors will have sufficient time to meet and talk and discuss and meet our executive committee as well, see how they work, how they're doing. Thank you. That's
okay. Thank you, Terence. So you can see we needed 2 hours to get through all these ideas and proposals. And if we would have done that in the official session, where we should also come to a decision, we would not come to an end, because you are also free in that official session to come up with other points of content you would like to discuss. So therefore, I would like to take the opportunity to really thank the translators, because your translation, the quality of your translation is really fantastic. Thank you very much. And also the quality of the devices, meanwhile, are really good. We remember times when it was different. So also, and also you with the microphones, so present and nice. Thank you very much. And now I wish us a good day. Thank you very much.
Bien, avant d'aller manger, je vous rappelle que la séance recommence à 1h, et non pas à 1h30. À 1h, nous aurons la séance plénière. Les choses à faire sont principalement bien écouter les centres nationaux qui n'ont pas pu se présenter durant les 2 premiers jours. Il y a encore quelques autres détails que je vous expliquerai tout à l'heure. Bon appétit!
Cet après-midi, c'est ça, tu reprends jusque les rapports, tout ça, puis c'est parfait. Une fois les élections passées, voilà.